Website Translation 101, Marketing by the Numbers. If you need any figures to make the business case for translating your website, here they are. At March 2009, the internetworldstats.com website reported that though there are 430 million English-speaking users on the internet, the number of non-English speaking users outnumber the English-speaking users. See for yourself. 276 million Chinese-speaking users, 125 million Spanish-speaking users, 94 million, 60 million, 61 million, etc. If you look at the global language landscape, the top 15 languages in use on the internet, it becomes pretty clear that with 24% of the world's population with online access, the market penetration in North America at the end of 2008 stood at 73.1%, whereas in Asia and South America, the internet penetration was at 17.2% and 29.9% respectively. So clearly, future expansion on the internet is going to take place in non-English speaking countries. What you need to consider with respect to a multilingual website and the potential for reaching audiences is that consumers, regardless of language, 93% of consumers worldwide use search engines. 57% of them use the web every day. 85% of qualified internet traffic is through search engines. Another thing to remember, it's 75% of these users don't scroll past the first 3 pages of results to find what they're looking for. Again, 62% of search engine users don't look past the first page of results. 19% don't look past the first 2 pages. 9% don't look past the first 3 pages, and only 10% look past more than 3 pages. That's an iProspect Search Engine User Behavior Study dated April 2006. The data is probably stronger as of this presentation. In 2007, Mastodon Communications surveyed 1,300 French Quebec web surfers. And interestingly enough, 48.9% of them reported using two-word keyword searches. Close to 31% used 3-word searches. And 11% used 4-word searches. Only 9.5% reported using single keyword searches. As an aside on that, in our experience, we're seeing now 6, 7, 8-word keyword searches in our search statistics. Now, why translate your website? Well, website visitors are twice as likely to remain on a site and 3 times more likely to do business with you if your content is available in their native language. It's all about stickiness. You're demonstrating to your visitors that you care about them, that you're sensitive to their language needs. If your website were translated into the top 10 languages available on the internet, including English of course, your content would be accessible to 961 million web surfers, about 62% of the online user base at this writing. So, your path to business success online is clear. Translation, localization, optimization. It's one thing to translate, you then have to do no harm, so to speak. Think of local language characteristics, cultural sensitivities, and credibility with respect to spelling, foreign language characters, that type of thing. And then you want to optimize. If you want any sort of meaningful visibility, you do have to land on the first 3 pages of search results. In that regard, you have to consider local and regional search engine quirks. They've got special filters. You got to think long tail keywords. Remember 2-word, 3-word, 4-word keyword searches. And you have to come across as friendly. In other words, be sensitive to local mores. There's not much point in having a website translated into Spanish if it's invisible to people who are searching for a certain product or service in Spanish, and your website winds up on page 27 of the search results. So to get going, just start with the basics. Start with your web page title meta tags. The web page title on this particular page is website translation, translation SEO basics. And then your description. It should contain your keywords, and it should be contextual, just so that the search engine will zero in on your web page rather than someone else's who's less specific in terms of its product or services. Again, think long tail keyword search strings. So your description, if what you're selling is, as an example, certified translation in Chicago, and you've got a niche, then your web page, that particular web page might say certificate translation service in Chicago, Chinese to English. That would be the actual title of the page, and that keyword search string would be included in your description. Content, content, content when it comes to being given priority placement by search engines. Your H1 and H2 tags, the titles in your pages, tell a search engine that this is text to pay attention to. So choose your titles carefully and make sure they're at the beginning of your content. Make sure that these headings reflect your keywords. Again, think long tail. If you're using anchor text, and you should, make sure that anchor text isn't made up of cryptic codes, but it's also keyword rich. Just coming down to basics. Also, use bold and italicized text. Again, the emphasis ranks in search engines. So that's the basics. If you want more information, drop us a line.